Eggs feel ordinary. They're one of the most common foods on the planet. They sit in cartons, stacked neatly in refrigerators, and get used without much thought. Scrambled for breakfast. Baked into bread. Hard-boiled for salads. But pause for a moment and really think about what an egg represents. A chicken can produce one almost every single day. Not once in a while. Not during a short season. Nearly every day, for months on end, without ever being pregnant. That alone should make you stop. Because in the animal world, producing something this complex this often is almost unheard of. So how does a chicken's body pull off something so precise, so frequent, and so reliable? What's actually happening inside a hen that allows this biological routine to repeat again and again like clockwork? To answer that, we need to zoom way in, past the shell, past the yolk, and into a process that's far more intricate than most people ever imagine. Inside a hen's body is a reproductive system built for efficiency. Unlike mammals, chickens don't carry offspring internally for long periods. Instead, they operate something closer to a production line. A hen is born with 2 ovaries, but only the left one develops and becomes functional. The right one remains dormant for life. That single working ovary holds thousands of microscopic yolks, each one technically an undeveloped egg. These yolks sit there like a reserve, waiting for hormonal signals that tell the body it's time to release one. When a hen reaches maturity, usually around 5 to 6 months of age, her body begins releasing a yolk roughly once every 24 to 26 hours. This timing is crucial, because it explains why egg-laying feels daily, but isn't perfectly synchronized forever. Once a yolk is released from the ovary, it enters a long, winding tube called the oviduct. This tube is where the real transformation happens. The yolk itself starts out as just that, a nutrient-dense sphere designed to support a potential chick. As it slowly moves through the oviduct, it passes through different sections, and each section adds something new. First comes the egg white, also called albumin. This thick, clear substance forms in layers around the yolk, cushioning it and providing protein. Then come the membranes, thin but essential layers that help protect the contents and regulate gas exchange. Finally, near the end of the journey, the egg enters the shell gland, where calcium carbonate is deposited layer by layer, forming the hard shell we recognize. By the time the egg reaches the end of the oviduct, it's fully formed. Shell, white, yolk, all complete. And this entire process takes just over a day. One of the biggest misconceptions about eggs is the idea that a rooster is required for a hen to lay them. In reality, a rooster has nothing to do with the laying process itself. A hen's body produces eggs automatically, driven by hormones and internal rhythms, much like ovulation in humans. A rooster is only necessary if fertilization is desired. If no rooster is present, the egg remains unfertilized. That's the kind of egg we eat. This is why eggs from the grocery store never develop into chicks. There was never an embryo to begin with. The egg is still complete, still nutritious, and still biologically impressive, just without the potential for life inside it. Interestingly, the presence of fertilized eggs can influence a hen's behavior even though it doesn't affect the laying process itself. After laying several eggs in the same nest, some hens undergo a hormonal shift that triggers brooding. Brooding is when a hen stops laying eggs and begins sitting on them instead. She'll spend hours in the nest, keeping the eggs warm, gently turning them, and defending them from perceived threats. During this phase, egg production usually halts completely. The hen's body switches priorities from producing eggs to giving existing ones a chance to hatch. It's a reminder that the daily egg we're used to seeing is just one part of a much older reproductive cycle, one that predates agriculture by thousands of years. So why do chickens lay eggs almost every day instead of occasionally like most birds? A major part of the answer is light. Chickens are extremely sensitive to daylight. When light enters a hen's eyes, it triggers a chain reaction in the brain that stimulates hormone production. These hormones signal the ovary to release another yolk. Longer days mean stronger signals. That's why chickens naturally lay more eggs in spring and summer, when daylight lasts longer, and fewer eggs in winter, when days are short. On modern farms, artificial lighting is often used to mimic long summer days year-round, effectively tricking the hen's body into staying in peak laying mode even when it's dark outside. The reason chickens don't lay eggs at the exact same time every day comes down to simple math. Producing an egg takes slightly more than 24 hours. That extra time causes the laying schedule to shift later each day. Eventually, the timing drifts so much that the hen skips a day altogether, and then the cycle resets. This is why egg laying is described as almost daily rather than perfectly daily. The process is incredibly efficient, but it's still bound by biological limits. All of this frequent egg production comes at a cost. Eggshells are made primarily of calcium, and producing one every day requires a steady and substantial supply. A hen pulls calcium from her diet first, but if there isn't enough available, her body will draw it from her own bones. Over time, this can weaken skeletal structure if nutrition isn't adequate. That's why laying hens need calcium-rich food and why eggshell quality often declines as hens age. It's also why older hens naturally slow down or stop laying altogether. The body simply can't sustain that level of output forever. In the wild, birds don't live like this. Wild chickens and their ancestors laid eggs only during specific breeding seasons. They produced small clutches, just enough to reproduce, and then stopped. Daily egg laying is not a natural default. It's the result of thousands of years of selective breeding by humans. Early farmers favored hens that laid more eggs more often. Those hens were bred again and again, generation after generation. Slowly, the chicken's biology changed. Modern laying hens are vastly different from their wild ancestors. Their bodies are optimized for egg production in a way that simply wouldn't exist without human intervention. The egg on your plate isn't just a natural product. It's a historical one. This constant output also explains why chickens don't lay eggs forever. As hens age, hormone levels shift and egg production declines. Molting, the process where chickens shed old feathers and grow new ones, also pauses egg laying entirely. During a molt, the body redirects energy toward feather growth instead of reproduction. Stress plays a role too. Changes in temperature, diet, environment, or health can all disrupt the laying cycle. The near-daily egg represents a peak performance state, achieved only when conditions are right. There's also an element of timing built into the hen's internal clock that's easy to overlook. Egg laying is not random. It's regulated by circadian rhythms, the same biological clocks that govern sleep and wake cycles in humans. Light, darkness, hormones, and behavior all interact to keep the system running smoothly. When something interferes with that rhythm, egg production adjusts or stops. The system is flexible, but it's not invincible. When you crack an egg into a pan, it's easy to see it as a simple ingredient. But that egg represents a full day of biological effort. A yolk released at just the right time. Proteins layered with precision. Calcium carefully deposited into a shell strong enough to protect, yet thin enough to break when needed. All of it guided by light, hormones, evolution, and centuries of human influence. The chicken doesn't decide to lay an egg. It simply follows a rhythm built into its body, refined over thousands of years. What makes this process so fascinating is how invisible it is. There's no drama. No obvious struggle. Just a quiet, reliable routine happening day after day. The egg feels ordinary because we've made it ordinary. But in reality, it's one of nature's most efficient biological systems, running almost non-stop inside an animal we often underestimate. The next time you hold an egg, you're holding the result of an intricate process that balances energy, nutrition, timing, and history all at once. And that's what makes the simple egg not so simple after all. Thank you for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, share them in the comments. We'd love to explore your suggestions and give you a shout out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories hiding inside the everyday things we think we already understand.